Ladies and gentlemen, it is 7:49. I call this meeting of the General Government and Public Safety Committee to order. Attendance is already taken. Comments from citizens? Hearing none. Moving on to public safety. The police department activity reports in your packet. It's interesting. August 2016 you had 81, and 2015 you had 81.
And the hits just keep on.
Exactly.
No, it's just that they changed it. It had nothing to do with it.
I think that shows a remarkable consistency.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, thank you for the great job that you and your department are doing.
Absolutely.
Any questions or comments on the activity report? Hearing none, moving on to other for the police department. I can say that Chief approached me with a proposal for an Avaya phone system. And the Avaya phone systems themselves are excellent systems. I've had experience with them. But Chief, did you want to comment at all on it before I keep talking?
No, you go right ahead.
Well, and so the proposal itself came in at a fairly small number. My curiosity then is if we want to move forward on something for the police department, I'm going to get what it would be to do the whole system. Well, City Hall as well.
And I'm gonna proceed. Make no mistake about that. I'm gonna proceed.
The funds to do that, we have reallocated to purchase that was part of the, we bought some cameras earlier this year. And since we didn't have that budgeted, that was kind of offset, so.
By how much?
There
I
would
thought it was
probably
like
be,
15,000.
I have no idea how much this phone system is, but,
No, how much you budget? I thought it was 15,000.
for the phones, yeah, well, half and half, so there would still be, I have to look exactly, somewhere in the neighborhood of $4,000 or $5,000 left of that amount, I believe.
Okay.
I'm going by memory.
Sure.
I think we have one phone system for the whole operation.
We're gonna do away with that problem.
Well, it's the same. The proposal is for the police department to use the same exact service provider, charter.
Right.
They would be on an IP system, which would be separate from the current system.
Right.
What that would take away is your ability to intercom. It would just show up like a separate system entirely with its own phone numbers, but you have that already. So the question would then, if we're thinking about doing something in the police department, I think the proposal needs to be, what if we did the whole thing?
Well, and if you're, and have, first I've heard of it, but the IP phone system would that require purchase of new handsets for, would they all have to be new?
That's
handsets?
all part of it, yeah.
Yeah, I would assume so, because what we have now is not a,
No, it's a digital system, but it's not,
Right.
you know.
right, digital analog is.
Right. My only thought was, before we pull any triggers on purchasing something in the police department, I wanted to know what that number would be if we did the whole thing.
That's sort of the way we approach it.
And so that's all my point was, is that before we move forward with anything, I wanted to know the whole shooting match.
Right.
And it would still work if there were two separate systems. What you would lose, that's why I was trying to go over that, the intercomming,
Right.
the night service would now just be a forward to an external number.
Right.
The external number would be their number. All I'm saying is that had to happen, but I would really like to try to get the whole thing.
I know, probably, we were kind of going through this with the committee, and then
We haven't met and-
That's not working.
Now.
I'm gonna be on Social Security by the time we get a new phone system, and I'm telling you that dispatch phone isn't gonna last.
Well, we've had some problems over there, and it's a very, of course, some of our problems have been charter, but we have
It's
old
been very,
phones,
right.
and the phones are.
These are just the old phones. I mean, they were brand new during the
The,
Carter
uh,
administration.
The
I get it.
Meridian phones?
Yeah.
And there are,
Nortel.
we have looked at buying spending $100 here, $100 there to get a new handset, but the whole reason we started looking at this
Right.
was because those handsets, although they are out there, it's an old technology.
Right. So
I would like to get an estimate on what it would cost to upgrade the whole thing.
And I'm gonna proceed on that, first thing in the morning.
Perfect.
Be prepared, be prepared. I'm gonna present it on the 19th. I know what it takes. It takes $5,000 to do the police department. Because if we wait, all of us will be on Social Security. And that's not feeding the bulldog. This proposal that we have here has a, let's call that command phone there for dispatch. And with this new phone system, these are just the phones. We pay now in mules, about $475 a month for a mules line. With this new service and the phones through CenturyLink, we can cut that to about $225 a month because we maintain the line. We maintain the line, not patrol, not mules. We maintain the line. The T1 line's already there. This is a simple process. I think David has a point. If we're gonna look at that, then let's look at it. But be prepared.
Yeah.
Be prepared to pull the trigger on the 19th, because you know I won't wait. Because if we can't answer the phone at the police department, whose face do you think of? Mine. I'll not have it. We're not doing it. I'm the police chief. I'm responsible. I'm not waiting. We're gonna make a move on the 19th.
CenturyLink or Charter?
This is through CenturyLink.
they're
We don't have to
providing,
change our
they're
service provider.
proposing the phone system. They're not.
We don't have to change our service provider.
Okay, so this is a purchase through a single, so CenturyLink is the sales person.
Correct. Correct.
CenturyLink
They're
is
the
the sales
telephony
outfit.
equipment provider as well in this scenario. They're not, as part of this proposal, not changing the service
Right.
over.
I
My
just
thing is,
think-
if we're gonna look at that number, I think we just,
It would be foolish not to look at both.
right.
Yeah.
And we had to,
And I'm gonna
last time we got
stop
a
by
meeting
on the first thing in the
together,
morning.
we did not have a representative from everybody present, so it's harder to move forward.
Yeah.
We don't need one. I'm gonna put my guy on first thing in the morning, and he's gonna go after it.
Well,
Without fail, let's be clear. Bob Dyke's gonna get on that first thing in the morning, and he'll have a proposal for us on the 19th.
Okay.
All right? Thank you for listening. One other thing. Looks like we're gonna, there's no doubt about it, Joe Bellamy's going overseas. Can't even talk about it much. Looks like we'll lose him 1st December, or at least a year, maybe more. I'd like to promote Tim Cribbs to sergeant, commensurate with the next, whatever the next pay scale is. I have no idea. I can't read the grid. I'd like to promote him to sergeant, starting with the next pay period. I'd like to promote Bradley Harris to corporal, starting with the next pay period. We'll go up one mark in the grid, whatever that is. I'm not asking you to make a decision right now. I'll have all that facts and figures for you on the 19th, because that's when we need to do that kind of thing. But with Joe gone, loses a lot of my tenure and rank structure. So that's where we are. Other than that, I'm just fat and happy. Thank you.
Anything else for the police department? Moving on, fire department, activity reports in your packet.
Well, thank you for all that you and your folks do too. Yeah.
Even in the cold.
Hey, especially appreciate y'all doing fireworks every year. We love it. I know how much you like doing that. No,
Any questions for the fire department for the activity report?
Fire department's gonna lead the homecoming parade here in a couple of weeks, their new truck. He was probably wanting to forget that we talked about it, but now I've said it publicly, you can't hardly deny it.
Is it the 16th or 23rd?
16th homecoming,
16th?
and then we'll do that candlelight,
That's Wednesday night.
Wednesday night.
Bonfires.
Yeah, when we burn the fire truck, it's Wednesday night there at the school.
Before the parade? Before the parade?
No.
Burn the
Wednesday
fire
night.
truck before the parade?
Yeah. Well, we just make it open. Get a garbage truck, if we're gonna do something different there, just burn the trash truck.
They did take pictures, put it in the calendar though, the new fire truck the other day.
Really?
Yeah,
Which calendar?
well, Banner.
Yeah, they
People
will.
that built it, make their own calendar.
All right.
Awesome.
It'll probably be in next year's calendar.
It's all right.
The shed behind fire station.
The fire department would like to, we've talked about this before, they're losing space by transferring what was Station 2 to the Parks Department. They'd like to build a shed. Depending upon what you declare as the front, the overhead image of Sneed Street, Hickman Street, is the fire station. And you can make out, if you look carefully, the south property line. The address of the building is on Sneed Street. So that would make the rear yard behind the fire station. A proper setback, if that is the rear yard, would have to be, well, the width of that lot right there is right at 100 feet, so 25%, 25 feet, same thing. The shed that they want to build is about 10 feet, and there is not an additional 25 feet. If we interpreted the front yard as being on Hickman Street, you could argue that it is, but you could build a 10-foot shed and attach it.
Because it'll be the side yard.
If that was the side yard. This is an interpretation which, you know, I don't want to, we need to live by our own rules. So I can see, we have in the past determined that the shorter distance is usually the front yard. That we could proceed and say that's how we, you know, I can make us put something on paper saying this is my interpretation, and if somebody wants to, from the public, they have the right, they could challenge it at a member of the public could challenge it at the Board of Adjustment, that is their right. Or we could go to the Board of Adjustment and ask for a reduction on the rear yard setback.
Variance.
A variance. I do not think that there is, you would still have I'm pretty sure we could have a 12-foot distance between our, I didn't actually measure that one particular thing.
I come up with 13 feet.
13 feet to the property line. So we'd have over 12 feet between ourselves and the neighboring house, which may or may not be a full 6 feet off the side of a 6-foot side yard setback. Setbacks have changed over time, et cetera, et cetera. So if the committee doesn't object, I would pursue a rear yard setback with the Board of Adjustment so that the city would be held to the highest standard. It's a little bit of process.
What's the difference in requirement between the side yard and the rear yard?
Rear yard's 25 feet, side yard's 6 feet. It is R3. It really wouldn't make a difference. I thought one of the approaches was to rezone it, but because it abuts R3 residential, you don't gain anything on setback.
What kind of shed is it? Is it runners or footers or?
No, we need to set it on, we need to have it on concrete underneath of it, for what we're gonna put in there and stuff, roll around.
Is it gonna be attached to the building?
We can attach it to the building.
We would, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because otherwise you have to have a 10-foot set
Right,
distance between,
right.
or you have to build up
Yeah,
for the, which is
okay.
going on which side, sir?
South side.
South, thank you.
The proposal.
Proposed.
I would suggest that it's a little cumbersome and it's, I mean, I'm sure there are members in the fire department who could have had this thing built already, but,
How long is it gonna be, or how wide is it?
If she come off the building about 15 feet, and we could probably like 15 feet wide or something. It'd work.
Yeah,
We
we-
cover the garage door in the back.
and the access to it would only be from the inside, so.
Sure.
Mhm.
What do you think? Any ideas? I don't have a problem with that, going to one of those proposals.
Yeah.
Well, we can expedite that pretty good, really,
Yeah. We're gonna have to find an alternate for Denny on the, maybe, but, yeah, no, I think we could get that done.
Mhm.
You know. Next week would be tough because of requirements for it, you have to advertise and that kind of thing, but he could be building it, he can have it, be building it by October 1st probably, and you should be able to get it under roof before the first snow.
Yeah. We could recess a meeting too.
We could.
Sure, let's do it.
No need to recess the meeting.
I say just build it. Everybody else does in town. Just build it. Then ask for forgiveness.
I can do that.
That was a suggestion.
So everybody else does.
Anything else for the kid? Any other for the fire department?
I did have a phone call the other day for the other fire truck.
Oh, okay.
I told you were working on that, I think.
The old one?
We're working on it, and do we have all the stuff to post yet? One's sold, and the other one, did you get photos, did you get them to me?
I thought,
I'll check it
I'm not,
Did you get one of the odometer particularly?
no, I didn't, I didn't think, I didn't believe it was an automatic, I thought it was an automatic.
They're like, all four sides, the odometer. I'll talk to
Okay.
them.
I didn't know
Okay.
Anything else?
that. We got a couple of trainer things coming up here, but that's one with the county. And homecoming. Later on in October, I believe we've got a training thing coming up.
You go to Columbia for that, I assume.
You
go-
It's gonna be here.
Here, yeah, they're coming down here.
When's that?
We have one with the county.
October 12th, I
12th.
think.
Yeah, we have one with the county at 12.
Yeah, October 12th, I'm sure.
And October was the, yeah, the special thing that's working on.
Okay, moving on to emergency management. July 7 storm report.
It's not done. Just move
Okay,
on.
moving on. Dedication ceremony at the Boone County Emergency Communications Center. You probably received an invite in the mail, but there's also a copy of it in the packet.
Just want to make sure you guys are aware.
I will not be able to attend.
You in Costa Rica or something?
I will be, yes.
I won't be able to attend either. I'll be in Springfield.
Not quite as exotic. I plan to
I
attend.
don't know. That's pro shop's done.
When's that? That's on
Sunday.
That's
This-
Sunday.
This Sunday at 2.
Send my regards.
A good time when we had my own.
Protective inspection, fence enforcement.
Following up on Alderman Magley's point, the city does our own fence, our own enforcement of the codes for fences. We charge nothing for the fee. The standard fine or the standard penalty for building without a permit is double the fee.
And we don't charge anything.
Yes, so. by
Zero
its-
times 2 is 0.
Yeah. The other option out there would be enforcement through municipal court. We have not done this in the past.
Unlike the president.
And 9 times out of 10, it really doesn't make any difference. So, I would just like to let you know that there may be an occasion if somebody builds in a particular utility easement, those are the greatest,
Violators?
well, they cause the greatest problem.
You're right.
Yeah, especially for the electric utility, to get to, power lines and such. Other than that, you know, they really don't cause a lot of grief. I know, a lot of, sometimes they'll be in a right of way that will never be used. Sometimes they're in a right of way that is, or sometimes they're in an easement that is hard to find. But, and the other thing we do is if we get to one and we need to get to something and their fence is in the way, we just take the fence down and leave it. I don't know how often Mark isn't here, I'd have to ask him, but I'm just letting you know that there may be an occasion when there's something that's particularly problematic that we would.
So what are you proposing?
I just make you aware that there may be a time in which I don't have one in mind right now, but then we've had a couple where we've talked to people who said you're supposed to do it this way, and they went and did it another way. And, you know, your options are pulling their permit, you know.
Triple fine.
Triple fine, yeah. So that's,
So if you get fined, you have to tear the fence down, or you just get double fined?
well, we could order it to be torn down.
Oh,
I
you
guess
could
that's
order it.
one. I think the easiest thing, the safest thing for a city to do in enforcement is to go to municipal. What you would then do is end up having a $25 fee for your illegal fence, essentially. So it was something that we,
Plus 30
Well, it must sell it.
so $37.50 for court.
Can't do it, yes, with a crap.
So anyway, that's,
I'm sorry, were you saying something, sir?
I got somebody in mind that can inspect it. He needs to learn how to build a fence. He's kind of related to me.
intrude on the family learning experience.
He's just got smart dogs.
He does have smart dogs.
Very smart.
I'll give him that.
Is that all you have on
That's
that?
all I got. Sorry.
Moving on to general government, economic development. The chamber.
That should come for the full board meeting. That's when they typically come.
Yeah.
So there's,
Park board, there's nothing from the park board.
we moved the meeting up and then that'll come in the full. That will also be in the full board.
Okay. Cemetery report? None, I assume? There's nothing in the packet?
No, we've chose the obviously the contractor we've chosen has not started in the cemetery, but we're supposed to start yesterday or today, but has not. Yeah. He did offer some money for the walnut after we accepted the bid.
Anything from the tree board?
Those of us going to or I guess Jim and I will be going to a Tree City reception in St. Louis and at the same time and in conjunction with the Missouri Municipal League, which is the 40th anniversary of the Tree City program, so it's,
I think we're at 28 years.
yeah, and Tim's one, sorry.
26?
Still a good number.
It's still pretty high. Yeah.
Library board, there are meeting minutes and agenda from the meeting on the 8th coming up. August 2016 financial statements. Operations in your packet.
Sales tax still is trending slightly higher, but not much higher than last year. So that's good, but not stopped short of outstanding.
Okay. Bills over $1,250. It's on page 96. Hearing none, moving on to other general government, closing streets for downtown events.
So this is you're seeing this request for Allen Street for the second time. The reason is because they have decided they would like to close the intersection at, on Singleton and, on Allen at Singleton. So they would like to close that down. They're gonna have music. So, no objection from the board. And Mark is working with them on trying to provide some electricity for that.
This is for the shop hop?
Shop hop on the 21st of September.
So they're just going to that intersection?
We'll
Or
be
they going clear to Sneed?
from Kincaid's all the way to, not all the way to Sneed's, but we'll probably need to block it off at least where you can still turn around, at least get to the block it off south of, at the south edge of Kincaid's property. Otherwise, you turn down the street and have to turn back around. But give access to the barber shop at the corner. And then all of the block between Singleton and Railroad.
Yeah.
Do you want a motion or do you?
I would like a motion if you don't
I
mind.
entertain a motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Looks like here's a second item from Central Bank.
Yes, and they've typically done their customer appreciation day indoors. This time they want to do it outdoors and on Railroad Street. So they're asking for just that part of the street between the corner and where their drive-through is. So a very small port, and as you notice, Richmond Graphics also signed off on it.
Do you want a motion for that as well?
So, yeah.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Any other general government?
First meeting of the committees of the.
Oh, I apologize.
That's okay. Planning, comprehensive plan steering committee, which I've given about 3 different names, I think, at one point or another. Will be Thursday, the 15th at 7 o'clock here in the community room, actually, because we're talking about, there's approximately, there's 28 members. I don't think some people will not be here. I think one is going to be in Costa Rica.
Yes, true.
So,
Is Ed Sigmund planning on coming to that meeting?
oh yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he's and his orchestra.
Very good.
When is the banks event, sir?
I'm sorry, it is October 7th,
Thank you, sir.
Friday, October 7th. From early AM to around 2 PM is the request.
There still might be some ladies running around intoxicated from that shop. A couple of weeks later.
Depends about how much wine and cheese there is.
All right. Any other for general government? Yasmin Rice?
If I can get the right legal eyes, it would be time to accept, actually slightly past time to accept Lockport Drive and the accoutrements that go with it, the sewer, et cetera. The developer has expressed a not incredibly excited about the idea of us requesting him to maintain a letter of credit on the sidewalks. He makes the point that there are other neighborhoods where developments have gone through slowly, and there are a number of places where there are not sidewalk networks in subdivisions that have been built since that was a requirement. I think there's a point in there, but
So he's less than favorable?
he does not feel that would be fair. And developments, it's Gary Adams, and I don't know if it's, actually it's this company, Design Innovation. So, my recommendation, since it's only 1 year, and we have several extended at least 1 year, that we would require that. But the greater point about how do we get these sidewalk networks completed, where people buy multiple lots or something like that, it's an important thing for this community to have sidewalks. Well, that's why we have the policy. So something to address in either through the comprehensive plan process or otherwise. And that is all I have as mayor.
Anyone else? Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Third. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Thank y'all. Thank you, Dave. Thank you for.